Well, good evening. Welcome back to VP4TV. We are here tonight for the semi-final match between who the hell's playing again? Monster, VPMonster, and you plonker Rodney, or Rodney as we're just going to call him. Starts at the top of the hour. Semi-final match. Cobra lying in the final, having taken care of both of these two guys earlier in the tournament. If we look in round 3. Was it round 3? 1, 2, 3, yes it was. Rodney came up against Cobra. It did go to a final rack decider. Cobra getting over the line and sending Rodney to that one-loss side. Monster goes all the way to the hot seat match with Cobra, and of course the outcome of that was a fairly comfortable, in the end, 3-1 win to Cobra. Rodney, having gone over to that one-loss side, his first match was against Larry, and Larry gave him a battle as well, but Rodney triumphed in the end. And then Rodney came up against MC Clarkey, took care of him 3 racks to 1, and likewise with Tam. And also Rodney had the 3-1 win against Slim, which leads us to the match we have tonight between the two of them, and that will go ahead in about 4 minutes time. And so Cobra looking to do back-to-back Virtual Cowboy World Championships, and Monster, well, having played doubles with him quite a lot, I've got a fair idea of his game. One interesting thing that I've mentioned previously is that these two, if you look at Cobra and you look at Rodney, they're very similar in their approach. They're steady, not necessarily wanting to take risks. They've got a much softer touch, I think, than Monster. I think, and I said to Monster this morning, I think when we were playing doubles, I thought it might have been worthwhile him dropping his sensitivity just 2 notches and see how he played with that, to give him a wee bit softer touch, but he thinks he's got the game to beat him. So we'll leave it at that and see what happens. We've also got matches on tonight. Good afternoon to Spud Boy. Having mentioned Spud Boy's up against Tony Sam in the Virtual Snooker World Championships, and I believe Tarek and Coldest Pillow are going at it as well. Now I'm not sure of the start time of these. Is that in another hour's time? And One Pocket Slim on his Twitch channel, you can switch backward and forward to keep an eye on what's happening on that first match with Spud Boy and Tony Sam. And then there's also the Tarek match with Coldest Pillow, so I don't know how that's going to work out, but I'm here to do the match that I set out to do, and that's the one between Monster and Rodney. And so we come almost to the end. Welcome to Bill. Did I say welcome to Bill? I'll say it again. Welcome to Bill. Almost at the end of another championship. And the disappointing thing with the snooker one is I think we've had at least half a dozen forfeits already, which is a bit annoying. Tony Sam having got through his previous match, I think, on a forfeit. Forfeits galore in the snooker tournament, which it's dying a death before it started, basically. So we'll see how things go. And we are 1 minute away from the room going up. Monster's been here for a little while and getting practice in, and Rodney turned up about 20 minutes ago. So the room will be going up any second now. And of course, all of these matches up to the final are all races to 3. we'll have the lag for the break, and of course the actual lag in Cowboy is very important. It's a bit like well, there's a similarity in the terms of it's controlling the table very early on. In straight pool, if you win the lag, you put your opponent in. Oh, in fact, Coldest Pillow's starting. In fact, these matches are all starting at the same time. I didn't even realise that. So anyway, we'll get in. And in Cowboy, the difference is if you win the lag, you must break because you want to get a score on the board. It's a great opportunity to get a good run together first visit. That's the wrong button. So here we go. We have Rodney on the right, Monster on the left. And it looks as if Monster has won it, so straight away he needs to pot this red. Not pot the red, get the carom, because he's going to go his 3 rail route. He might, if he's lucky, pot the red. Well, he just grazed the 1 ball there. But he's got a start. Yeah, I see cue ball running a lot looser than you're going to see with Rodney and Cobra. And already he's in trouble. And there you go. Only 5 points on the board, and that just is not the start you want. But the 5 ball is awkward where it's sitting. Now, he's going to have to go up and down the table here to come back into the kitchen. I think that's got to be the plan, to give him a choice of 2 shots possibly here. Well, he put the check, the cue ball, to try and bring the 5 into play. And that was a good move. And of course, having potted the ball and caromed the 5, he's got the open table. Welcome to Tam. My room is bugged, says Coldest Pillow. Well, what to do is to leave the room, don't quit, and maybe get your opponent to do the same and then try going back in. Where's Miasma when you need him to deal with this numpty? Well, like I said, Coldest Pillow, both leave the room and go back in. In fact, probably the best idea is to leave the room, shut down VP4, then come back in and go back in the room. Tarek with his dodgy connection. That's what it'll be. Well, if he can't shoot, tell him to hit the A button, the S button, and every other bloody button. Try telling him that as well. Where's this cue ball ended up? Well, Rodney, his reply was only 9 points. So Monster's got off the hook big time there. Did I say welcome to Tam? Welcome to Tam. he should be getting that one back in its spot. And he's got to watch how he comes off the 3 if he's going to run into it. And that's no good. He's going to be awkward. He's going to go, well, I think he might go for the double kiss in the 3. He's got a fair chance of hitting either of these 2 balls. Yeah, I think that's what he should have done. Oh, he's maybe got lucky. Welcome to Fast Steady. I say lucky, I mean he's still left a pot on, but I think he should have considered strongly taking the double kiss in the 3 ball and coming up the table and possibly hitting one of those 2 balls. I think he would have good odds of hitting one of them. As it is, he got lucky with the lay of the balls, never left anything easy. Well, coldest pillow, have you asked Tarek to leave the room and shut his game down and come back into VP4? And have you done the same? That's the question I'm asking. Right. Well, the only other thing then would be I don't know. I mean, there's only one solution, and that's restarting the server to see if that fixes it. But there's nobody here to restart the server. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. See if this will break my game. I don't know whether that'll work. Right, so coldest pillows left the room. Tarek, there's absolutely no sign of life. Right, now the queue's moving. The queue's straightened up and it's still saying that he's disconnected, so Tarek's not actually in the room. Now he's in. Now the queue's moving. Now is that coldest pillows queue on the right hand side? Yes it is. So Tarek's still not showing any signs of life, but he's typing. Right. We'll leave them to it. And we'll go back into what we're intended to watch here. And Monster's got a lead of 50 points to 14. Rodney at the table. Tarek's from Egypt, is he not? Is that not what I said the other day? I think he's from Egypt. Good evening to Cobra. Right. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm just going to see if you can get hold of, this is the only way I think you can fix it, is actually restarting the server. Let me see if you can get a hold of Simon. I'm just typing a message to him in Facebook, see if he's around. Right, I've sent, oh, it's fixed now. Right, now it's, I've had my head down typing a message, so I didn't notice that, but I've noticed it now. Right, where have we got to here? Rodney back at the table again, so Monster's failed to score in his next visit. Right, we can get down to business now. Simon replied, okay, all good. So at least Simon was around. Right, I think we're good to go now. Well, it's imperative that Monster gets to the caroms before Rodney, because that's where he's got a very strong likelihood of winning the rack from there. But he hasn't been able to get away from him, and Rodney's now into the lead. Let me try that second camera, the camera I set for the snooker, and see what it looks like in here, because obviously we'll be at the other end of the table. Again, checking the cue ball there, we left English to keep it from running out of the kitchen. Well, he's obviously wanted to just bump the 5 and pot the 3. Well, he's hit that a lot harder than I thought he would. That'll do anyway. Now, as the 5 ball's going on its spot, he can leave himself the 5-1. You shouldn't have to do much with the cue ball to get there. Well, the angle he's got in the 1 ball, again, he could check the cue ball to come into the kitchen here, I think. Looks as if the cue balls want to come square across the table. But he possibly could check it a little bit. He maybe doesn't want to risk putting English in the cue ball. Well, that's good enough. And straight away, the run is now 32, and he's creeping down to that vital 90 to 100 phase. Carams only. Now this is tricky. At distance. And he's nailed it. And he's good to go. All the balls back on their spots. Got to watch the arithmetic here. Run goes to 40. He's 6 away. And he's going to be at odds here in a minute. And now the hit on this 1 ball is critical because he still wants to leave himself a shot, and it's going to be a thin edge and a half ball. Oh, he's missed it. He has missed it. But the run... Why did I think he was at 84? My eyes have gone. Why is nobody telling me this? He's at bloody 44. All that bloody tabbing out and pissing about in the other room. I'm losing control already this early on. Why did I think he was at 84? Scores are 56-44. Oh, he lost him. Did you not hit the rail? Ah, got you now. I'm wondering what the hell was going on. I thought my eyes were bloody playing tricks with me. I'm looking over at the chat thinking, why is nobody telling me I've got the scores wrong? Well, that's an even bigger fail then. And Cobra's got off the hook there again. Hey, not Cobra, bloody Monster. Now I'm confused to who the hell's playing. You can tell I'm back to work tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Well, I haven't really been watching the news today, but I wonder whose head is on the chopping block from either the FBI or the Secret Service. Somebody is going to take the drop. Somebody will now. Was that a hit on the 5 there instead of the 1? Nope. He didn't get the hit. The run ends in 18. Oh, that was nowhere near the pot line there. But he got the carom. I presume that's what he played. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So Rodney having to start again. Looks Oh, it looks tight. He's looking at 3-1 instead. Yeah, that's very tight. Almost got the backup plan there by hitting the 5. So now Monster must get to 90 here. He really has to. Well, this is, I mean, I was watching an American news channel, and there was a woman on it, and she was the one that was ripping into the Secret Service by having women guarding the president. I mean, she said, you know, and she was pretty much saying what most people are scared to say. She was saying, why have you get women who are not even tall enough to cover them? Why have you got women in there? That's a man's job. A man's job's to put his body in front of the president. But there was also a video showing of the woman that's in charge. I don't know whether it's a woman that's in charge of the Secret Service, but there's a woman that's very high up who her idea was to make it more accessible for people to become members of the Secret Service and that sort of organisation by being basically politically correct and putting more women into these kind of jobs. And this other woman said this is just a crazy idea. That's a job for men to be doing. You know, big hefty bodies in front of them. But nevertheless, you know, that is a complete failure. Now, the one thing that they point out is that, watch that cue ball, the one thing they point out is that, of course, former presidents do not get the same cover as the current president. I mean, they still have the Secret Service in charge, but they don't get the same cover. Now, where that guy was with a gun was outside the venue. Now, to me, any common sense security person who knows that there's going to be a rally, Trump's going to speak, they look at the layout of the land, and they look at the buildings round and about. Now, one Secret Service guy was on saying, you know, you should be checking buildings with a line of sight up to a mile away from where he's going to speak. If there's any buildings round and about where you can possibly get a line of sight from those areas, they should all be checked out and they should be secured. I mean, this building just looks like something that's just been thrown up, and it's like 150 yards, but it's outside the perimeter of the venue. Yet this guy is lining the bloody roof, and then what's worse about it is there's people in the crowd spotted him, and they're saying to the police, "Look at this guy up there." Now, was there an assumption made that this guy was part of the Secret Service and he was in position? And then, of course, needless to say, the inevitable happened. But somebody is going to get a roasting if they're not already getting it right now, because that's a huge failure on their part. Definite. Oh, Trump's now the hero. You know, he's now the hero. You couldn't write the script. Getting to his feet, the defiant fist clench, shouting out, "Fight, fight!" Oh yeah, that the one thing that Americans love, they love a winner. They will lap that up. And Biden is dead in the water now. He is most certainly dead in the water. He might as well give up. Well, Monster doing what he has to do. We just grazed the one. Now that 5 ball is actually not bad where it's sitting. You just got to watch how thick he hits this 3 and the line it's taken. Now, I know what I'd be doing. I'd be playing this still as a two-way shot, which would be risky, but I would always hit it hard enough to be a two-way shot. But I think he's got very good odds he's going to hit this. Just got to watch the three. No, he tried to play it the safe way. He tried to bank the three out the way and let the cue ball go forward with the left English to hit the five. He had the right idea to try and play it as a safer shot, but the line was too straight, and then he got the double hit. So he's in the driving seat, which is where he has to be. Watch the knuckle, cue ball. Oh dear. Well, now this is where you have to get creative. Nothing's sitting perfect here, but he should be able to dig in and stun and spin across to that five ball. He's going the other way. And that will work nicely. So Rodney under a bit of pressure to deliver, trying to chase down this. Well, the deficit to 90 is the first priority, obviously. And now he's going to need a good pot here. Right down the rail. And he should be good for a follow-up shot. He's looking at the one instead, but to me the five ball's far easier. Especially you can stay up the top of the table. He's overdone it. And he's teed up Monster. And this could possibly be the end of the rack here. Now he's got to be careful how he comes off the five ball. See, he's gone below it, which is no good. I think the problem would be the line that he had to hit the three ball was pushing the three ball maybe closer to the pocket. As the spin working, it's actually worked too good. And Rodney's got another chance to chase this down. But still very good odds for Monster. Just scored the one there, but that's all he has to just keep doing whenever he's getting a chance. But we've seen it enough in the matches that given enough opportunities, Rodney's going to take one of them and get there. Well, if he pots the five, he's got to come off that five ball. This is thin. This is pretty thin, this. And he's got to just get into it with the bottom to avoid the scratch. He should be fine with the thin edge. And trying to keep the three in play. Moves on to 73. Well, he'll be happy the 5 ball's come around into the table. This might not be good. He's okay. But it's that distance again. You've just got to watch how much this cue ball opens out from that line. And he's played it perfect. Very, very fine margins when you're playing a force follow at distance. It's slightly off the angle, of course. Because if you overcompensate, the cue ball just opens out and you miss it by the country mile. He moves to 87. So now it's getting tricky. Now is he not going to... See, the problem here is not the carom. The problem is the follow-up, because it's a pot and he needs to keep the 1 ball in play. And he might want to get a wee bit greedy here and try and get that carom off the 5 as well. He doesn't have to, because if he just gets the cue ball back up into the table, he's maybe left out a wee bit short, has he? No, he's fine. He needs to watch where this 1 ball's going. So now he's chasing down 7. And he could accidentally pot this 1 ball, possibly if he's thin edging it, to try and come back to the 5. He looks as if he's hitting it thick. Yeah, I think the angle must have been a lot better than it looked. And this is also very tricky. Now, if you play the thin edge in the 3 with right English, you're looking to just come to the back of that 1, I think. It's got to be very delicate and very thin, so that you can get to the rail very close to the edge of the 1 and just bump it. I don't know whether you can get it thin and brush it, because this is dangerous for the for the 1 ball going in. We'll see what he does. Doesn't look as if he's doing anything with the cue ball. Well, he's got the right English on it. He's trying to do what I'm saying, you know, the very thin edge. In fact, he's missed it. He's missed the 3 ball on the way up. So he didn't get the line right for a start. And I still think he hit that possibly too hard anyway. But Monster couldn't take advantage. Didn't have a great table. Thin edge of the 5 around the corner. Well, got to hope the 1 ball stays in play here, because this is heading for a bank. That's now, well, it's not quite killed the 1 ball, but it's not far off it. Well, that was well played, and he's back in business here. Edges ever closer, 3 behind. Oh, I think that's opened up too much. Yeah, it has done, and Monster now. Well, this is not a difficult first shot, and that 5 ball's going too straight. He's still okay though. I mean, he'd be really unfortunate to miss a hit in any of these 2 off this 1 ball. He could go inside the 5 and catch that 3. He's going that, you know, he's got to watch he gets this with a spin. That takes him to 99. Now it's tricky. Now he could run 2 rails up to the 5 and 3 for a 2 and 1 shot here. But he's playing the draw. The old 1 pocket slim escape route. And the 5 ball does him a favour, it doesn't bump the 1. But can he get the 1 ball out of the way for the force follow into the pocket? We're about to find out. So this for the first rack after 36 minutes. And the 1 ball does get out of the way. It went into the pocket, so a good start for VPMonster. Rodney did have a chance, but that's exactly what he has to do. He's got to make sure he's getting to the caroms first. If he does, then he's in a strong position. And Rodney, of course, breaking in rack number 2, he's looking to immediately put a big score on the board here. Well, we're getting a good idea who Cobra wants to play in the final. Well, this is, he's going to have to stun this. Yep, he bottled out on it. He bottled out on it. You've got to stun that to get that cue ball to hold the line to the 1. And that's an end on the visit. Only 18 scored. So that's playing into the hands of Monster. Good evening to Jose. Well, Spain was celebrating today. Well, yeah, last night and today, and probably for the next week. Their Wimbledon champion defended his title, gave Djokovic a proper roasting, and the Spaniards winning the European Championship last night, showing England how to win matches when it matters. Well, the fewer awkward pots that Monster can leave himself, the more likely he is to put a run together. And because that's been his nemesis throughout the tournament, he's he's been on decent enough runs, but possibly a few of these runs have been stifled by the fact that he's left himself a pot and not been able to follow it through. I don't think this is any good. He's going to have to go rail. And now the 1 ball spotting up. He's in good shape at the moment. So again, he needs a pot. And in line for the force follow. 3 to 5. Run goes to 33. And now he's in a wee bit of bother. He's got the 5 ball in no man's land. Very thin cut back into the side. And he needs to get a little bump here as well, because the carom might not be sitting good. I think oh, wrong button. I think he got that. Yes, he did. So not quite back under control yet here, because now he's working at distance. Run goes to 42. And this should bring the 3-ball more into play if he doesn't. Now that's the right idea, going behind it. Now he's looking to stay up top, I would assume, to give him a choice of shots off this 5-ball. He's looking at the 3, but that would also mean that he's going to play 3-5, which is dangerous. Anything can happen here. And the 5 goes in, and now he needs another good pot. Just threatening to go astray here. Needs a recovery pot. And there you go. The run ends in 58. Rodney 40 behind. And Rodney's got to deliver now. Well, now might be a good time, A, to annoy Cobra, and B, to have a look at the snooker bracket and just see how things are shaping up in these matches while we've got a minute. Well, if we look at Coldest Pillow, he's won a piece with Tarek, and as expected, Tony Sam 2-0 up against Spudboy, and that Spudboy will do well to get anything out of that. Tony Sam, very strong favourite in that match. This Coldest Pillow Tarek match, that looks as if it's going to be a tough one. Tough one to call. Well, could easily draw into the gap here. Got the hit and got a follow-up pot. Now, he's on a pot. Wants to get a bump onto that 5 to get it out of there, or at least get on it as a pot to get it back into play. So this is what he's working out. And that's perfect. Well, I say the hit's got the 5 off the rail, but he's pushed the 1 to the rail. He's maybe going to have another go at this if he can. This is not tight in the rail, but close enough. Let's have a look. Yeah, well, it's, you know, it is tight enough, but he's chose to get the 5 out the way. And now, well, this again is the sucker scratch angle. He's got to catch this 3 ball in the right way, and that'll do. He hit most of it, but likewise he needs the recovery pot. to stay in play, and the one ball of course is now dead. That's out the game. And that cue ball just needs to slow up. Well, he can bank the 5. I think he can get the 5 out of the way, no problem, and go through into the 3. Should be fine. And then again, when you say that, clearly it wasn't. Commentators, I got it wrong. So that run of 38 puts him within touching distance of Cobra. Why do I keep saying bloody Cobra? Monster. So, first objective here will be to stay at the table, add up the points, but deal with the one ball, and then until he can get that one ball out of there, he might not be scoring a great deal. Doesn't want the 3 to go in. Well, this is a small target, but he's trying to get the hit in the 1. Got to hit an edge, of course, and he has done. More than likely, it'll be a force follow from the 5 to the 3, or if he doesn't sit good, it'll be the edge of the 5 to the 1. So he's got himself in a position where he can play either. So this is always what you want to do. You want to be able to give yourself the 2 choice option if you can. Had a pop-up there I just had to get rid of. My malware program did an update there. In the meantime, it's Rodney back at the table. I missed that. What the hell happened to Monster there? Good evening to Brain Pull Out. Welcome to the party. So now, the favourite is Rodney to get to the caroms. Well, he's going to come possibly 2 rails off this 3 ball and looking to sit in a line from the 3 to the 5, and that'll do it. And he's now well in control here. This takes him to 88 with an easy carom to follow, at least it should be, and the 1 ball right in the middle of the table. So again, he's going to be at odds here. This will take him to the 88 then the carom, and then he's got to make sure he's on the 1. And this is not guaranteed. He does not want to hit this 5 ball too soft. Well, he hasn't found a line at all. Well, that could be a big disappointment there, not getting to the 90. The run ends on 32. He's too short, and it's been handed back to Monster, who's in exactly the same position in terms of he's got to get to 90 again. Well, if I'm going to give you any advice, Spud Boy, if you can't score, then do everything you can to stop your opponent scoring and try and capitalise on him, because Tony's going to be taking on most stuff. He's going to be taking most opportunities on all the time. And so what you need to do is you need to be keeping it tight and try and take what you can when you're given that chance. Now that 1 ball needs to stay alive, and he's okay. And he's probably going to go 1-5, obviously, but he's missed a pot again. Oh dear. Well, that's going to really annoy him. He was thinking more on the carom from the 1 to the 5. And Rodney is getting greedy there. You see, he was trying to take the carom to the 1 and pot the 1 there, I think, or at least keep the 1 in play. And you've got to, when you're on that brink, take what's guaranteed rather than what's maybe a bit more ambitious. And that's a fail on Rodney's part doing that, because he's missed it altogether. He's missed the carom, and he has very much laid the table here for Monster to really tighten his grip on the match, and certainly on this second rack. So Monster's got the easy carom, and he'll be pushing the 5 down in the direction of the 1 for a follow-up shot, although I don't think it's finished ideal. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's no good, because that 1 ball would probably bank the 5 out the way. But he was on a pot anyway, so it doesn't matter. Well, he's missed the carom, not getting ideal, and again, well, Monster's got to be thinking now that his odds have suddenly lengthened a great deal by not getting to 90 there on that visit. Rodney's on the brink. Excuse me. So Rodney now, what can he make with this opportunity into the 90s? And immediately he's going to have to get creative. And there's a 2-in-1 shot on here off the 3. That's the shot I'd be playing. It's risky, of course it's always risky, but you've got better odds going the 2-in-1 than you have just going direct to the 1. And that was dangerous, but he's got away with it. And not only that, he set up a follow-up. Now, can you get that one ball thin enough or the three ball thin enough to go the two rails? This looks good. Now it's hard work. Now it's time to cut and run. Big stun across to the three ball. Didn't get the line, so Monster will breathe a sigh of relief. He's only... Oh, did he get a hit there? Wow, I never even saw that. That's one of those VP4 shots where you think it's nowhere near it in the end and it still counts. Well, he's done now. Got to get the 5 ball out of there. That'll take him to 88. And that's not going to be any good. He's going to have to try the bank up to that top left hand corner pocket for the 1 ball. No, he's gone the other way. He might have been better playing the cutback shot, but he's still short. He's not left an easy start. You can overcut the 5, and the 3 ball is a big target though. Now again, you can overcut that 5 ball, I think, and get to the 1. Spin it over to the right side. That was another option, but again, with the 1 ball being near the side pocket, you've always got fairly high odds you could easily bump it in. It's no good where it's sitting right now, that 1 ball. He's looking to send it past the side pocket. I'll tell a lie, I forgot he's needed that for the 90. I'm definitely going downhill quick. Oh, where's the 1 ball going? This could be a disaster. And it is. Well, this is about as long a force follow as you can play in the game. And the thing is the 1 ball going to get out of the way? Yeah, well, it is getting out of the way because again the cue ball's opened up. He didn't keep it a tight line. It's a lot tighter than you think at these distances. Very, very difficult to judge. And finally he gets to 90. And he hasn't hit the 3 right there because he's trying to control these balls. And he's now immediately got a recovery shot he's got to find. Watch this 1 ball where it's going. Yeah, only 2 scored, but he might not be back at the table. Rodney almost on the brink of squaring this match, and we've just gone to the hour, and he's still got a reasonable shot off the 1 to the 5. Now, how hard does he hit this? If he hits it hard to hit the 5 quite firmly, he'll bring the 5 into the table. And he's gone behind it. I don't know that... Let's have a look from that end. Well, that's a very tight force follow there. I can't... Is he going to get any of it? Oh, that might count. That might be one of them that counts that you don't think should count. And it doesn't. And Monster lives again, but he's not been left a start. He's got to manoeuvre this cue ball. And you would think if he doesn't get anything here, this rack's over. Now this 5 ball's coming round into play, and look at where the 1's sitting. Has he got a shot? No, he hasn't. I mean, he could. Is he trying to bang that 3 ball past the 5? Because that's tight, and he could try and stun off the rail. Maybe go 2 rails. That's what he's tried. The right idea, but it sneaked out behind, and again he's left nothing inviting really for Monster. Monster's wanting an easy start here to get some sort of control over the table. I don't think he's hit that. That was never getting there. And this should be sayonara to rack number 2 and 1 apiece. Watch the 3 ball. That's a disaster. Wow. Well, Monster now's got to. He's got to capitalise on that. He's got to punish Rodney for that. He has been let off the hook again. But the table's not good. It's far from it. Another critical bit of creativity needed here. Where's the 5 going? Wow. Oh dear. Well, it's all hard work when the table's like this. You've got a lot of ground to cover to get that carom. And if he goes up and down, he's got a good chance of getting something, but he had a perfect line there. He's got it comfortably. That was well played. But he still can't get things to get into shape. 1 ball's gone again. Another disaster. You know, he's having to take risks to try and create the follow-up shot. And of course, when you start tracking balls round the table, oh dear, Rodney's done it again. Well, this rack has, you know, Rodney's still odds-on favourite to win it right now. Unless Monster gets things going into shape a bit like this is now. Now he could hit this Firmish and send the 3 around the angles to come back up around to the 1. That's what he's trying. Got to watch the weight though. You see, too heavy. And this is better. I think he's got the force follow to the 5. He's got the edge of the 1, which he'll brush the 1 to the 5. So it's all coming into place here. He's still 4 short. Now what's he done there? Is he still okay? Because this looks very tight. Yep, he's good. Getting to the critical point, he needs to keep the 1 alive here to have the outshot. So this, I think he's still intent on making caroms there, but he's on the outshot. Can that 1 bank up to the 5 quick enough to get the cue ball into the hole? No, it was never on. So Rodney has the stun of the little soft draw from the 3 to the 5. but he's going to have nothing simple to get out. Let's have a look. Well, the thing is, this is an all or nothing shot. If you go down into the corner, you're sending the one over to the other pocket. What pocket did he call there? I haven't noticed. I shouldn't find out. Right, he is going into the corner, but the problem with this shot is watch the one ball. He's not going to hit this too hard. Well, it's actually not finished too bad at all, because he's nowhere near the line, but at the same time he's not left a simple out here for Monster. This is a big bang to get this to draw and stun into the corner. Yeah, very long odds for that to work out. But what's he left? Rodney, well, he's left him an outshot. But this is tricky. Two ways to play it. You can play the long force follow, and you can go the thin edge. But you know, it's amazing how thin you have to get this for it to work. But you go too thin, you'll just go to the back rail, and that's perfect. Well, Monster's going to be kicking himself. He had the chance to be 2-0 up, more than one chance. Admittedly, the one up the top left there was never good, but chances are chances, and he could have been really tightening the noose round Rodney's neck. But as it is, after an hour and 7 minutes, we're at one apiece here. Now let's just have a quick tab and see how things are doing. We've got Coldest Pillow 2 frames to 1 up against Tarek, and we've got Tony Sam 3-0 up. So Monster having broke off in rack number 3. Again, first priorities, get a decent score and keep the points. Needs that one ball to come around, and it has done. That's opening out. I don't know that he got that. And the visit ends on 14. Now Rodney has a chance to make a mark here. Now this is what Rodney's been doing. You know, you've had chances to put him 2-0 down. You've had the break in rack number 3. You've scored 14. And sooner or later Rodney is going to dish up a score. That's no good though. He's going to very quickly have to deal with a 5 ball. And again, he's overdone it. He was trying to get into that 5 ball there, but too much juice in the cue ball. And he's in trouble. He's in big trouble. And he might be going the old heave-ho here. The big draw off that one. This is very much a hit and hope if he's doing that. And that's well played. Either way, he had to give it a bang. And he's got the follow-up pot. So he's recovered that situation. That was imperative that he got the 5 ball in play. And now at the moment he's good to go. Needs to keep running. And that'll, well, it'll do. Well, he's deciding the 3 ball. And he'll regret it now, of course, after the fact. He should have took the 1, get the cue ball into the table to play the 1-5. But got a bit more ambitious there than they possibly should have. And the visit was only 12. And Monster's set up here to get off and running again. Watch the cue ball. Heart and mouth time there. Well, he's played out a sequence there, Monster. He's not concentrating. He's played the carom when he had a 5 ball straight into the side pocket, and he's going to be cursing himself there. He's probably scratching his head right now, but he'll realise now that he went out of sequence. This is why you've got to pay attention. You start focusing too much on what you're doing, and you lose track of where you are, what sequence you're in. And that's a big, big fail by Monster there. How much is that going to cost him? Straight in 5 ball, and he's played the carom instead. And that could be a disaster. Well, we're all guilty of it, Jose. You know, I've done it plenty of times. It's even worse when you do it when you're playing with a partner. But in the context of this tournament, semi-final match, you want to cut all of those mistakes out because they can be so costly. Yeah, it's something that, you know, we who play Cowboy on a more regular basis. The thing is, when you're playing doubles, when it gets to critical points, I'm busy typing the number, I'm busy typing the score to make sure that my partner knows exactly where he is. Sometimes it's too late, and vice versa. You know, they're typing stuff and I've went ahead and played the carom when it should have been a bloody pot. I mean, we do it all the time. Well, I mean, he's in the habit of playing at the pace that we play the Cowboy doubles at. Now, the noticeable thing between Monster and Cobra and Rodney is the pace that they play at. Much more deliberate approach by those two in comparison to Monster. Now, he's very much trying to stay in a rhythm, and that's gone, and that's another disaster. And this is beginning to unravel here. And the one thing that's kept Monster in this is the fact that, I mean, when we say in it, it's just gone 1-all. It's the fact that Rodney hasn't really made an impact yet on the scoreboard. At some point, he's going to stick a run that's going to take this rack away from Monster. If he does not, get himself in gear as and when he gets back to the table. And welcome to Larry. So Rodney is in the lead. How big a lead is it going to be? A quick reminder to the latecomers who've arrived, we've got this match on. This is the one I was always set up to do. But we've also got the two matches in the snooker. I think they're round 2 matches. I'm not sure. Well, there will be because, Tony Sam's match should be a round 2 because he got a forfeit. You've got Tony Sam playing Spud Boy. Tony Sam expected to be a comfortable winner at the end of it. And you've got Coldest Pillow looking as if he's going to have a wee bit of a battle in his hands with Tarek at the moment. And we're just keeping an eye on the frame scores in those matches, which I will do now. And we will see that Coldest Pillow has opened up the gap. He's got the 3-1 lead now. And Tony Sam still 3-0 up. Rodney's score moves to 24. We're going to have to play a recovery pot. Oh, he's missed a carom again. I mean, that wasn't all that difficult. And again, having done that, he's not left anything simple here for Monster. Monster's looking at an off-angle cut on the 1. He's decided to play the capo shot and gets the bonus of the 5 ball as well. Well, he's got to address the concentration situation. He surely have learned from his mistake. Got to pay attention to the HUD, and that's where you do have to break your pace. You need to take that break. You need to stop yourself. You get into that rhythm that Monster wants to get into, but you've got to break the pace and just gather your thoughts and first of all the score, and more importantly what sequence you're on. And again, the visit is short and sweet. Well, if this gets into decent line here, Monster's going to be staring down the barrel of the gun in this rack. Oh dear, and no sooner have I said that, I have jinxed Rodney. Another fail and a set up again here. And this time it's a much more inviting table for Monster. But he's got to get the priority of this deficit dealt with. And there's a sweat on here now until he does. He's missed it as well. Well, you'd give good odds for them hitting all of these caroms, but they're missing them. And this is far too many opportunities here. Going a begging. he get that there? What did I miss there? And I'm watching the thing and I missed. Did he pot the one ball? Or did he actually get a carom that I couldn't see? Either or, he's still at the table. Well, this should be okay to pot the 3 and stay middle of the table there for the 3-5. Although that, in fact, tell a lie, that 5 ball's parallel with the 3 when it spots. So he's got to get the stun working here. He's played the sort of draggy draw shot to get there. That'll work. So the cue ball has to either stay in the kitchen where he's drawn to that one, or going above it. That's no good. So he's going to have to go possibly 2 rails into the back of the 3. Oh, he's gone way too tight there. That was terrible. Oh, he'd want that shot over again because he played that so badly. Well, Rodney this time, surely this time, he's going to stick something on here. Been waiting on it happening, but it's not really happened so far for Rodney. It's all been too bitty. Nothing that makes a statement. Where's this cue ball going? Well, that'll work. Well, that won't though. She's thin. Cue ball getting a bump off the 3. Now it's just onto the rail, off the 1, catch the 3. Oh, he's gone direct to it. Potted the 1. And now he's going to be back in business here. That's worked out nice. And of course, likewise for Rodney, and he's made mistakes throughout the tournament as well, where he's played out a sequence. He now moves to 86. And wants to be on this 3, but he's pushed it full on pretty much. So he's now in 87. He can still thin cut it, and he should be well away from making any extra carom here. Well, if he makes a mistake of coming thin off the 1 and going to the short rail to bump the back of the 5, this is asking for trouble. He could go in off here. But he's on 90, And he's trying to go the other way, and that'll do. That was the right shot. And now it's a little stun down to the 3 then, unless he's going to go 3 to the rail to the 5. Got to overcut the 3, or if he's got a line he can play the draw to the 1, so he has got a shot choice here. But the 3 to the 5 looks the far more comfortable shot, because you've got a reasonable margin of error here that you're going to catch some of that 5. And that's again gone too tight too soon. So now Monster knows where he stands. Plonker or Rodney on 92, and Monster way back in the distance here. Now he's immediately in trouble. He would have wanted that 5 ball to stay there or thereabouts at the pocket. Now he needs a recovery pot. And again, it's one of these off-angle pots in the 5, and he's a mile away from it. And that's been his downfall each time in constructing runs and being more consistent. That's what's letting him down. Well, the 1 ball's going to open out to nowhere. So again, it needs some creativity here from Rodney. Now, I don't know that you can hit that 1. I think you might be able to hit the edge of that 1 thin enough. You just got to watch you don't pot it. But I think he could have got to the 3 that way, and I think he could have got to the 3 that way. Just a thin edge, maybe a wee bit of helping spin on it, and a big target to come into the back of the 3 there, but we'll never know. So Monster's almost at last chance saloon in this rack. Good evening to Albie. Are you haven't set your match yet either. Have you had any communication with whoever it is you're playing, or supposed to be playing, or did you get a forfeit? Because there was about half a dozen forfeits in that first round. Oh, he forfeited it. I'm no surprised. So Monster on 85. He's missed it again. He's missed the carom again. And this time Rodney does have a start. But he's got to watch how he hits the 5 ball when he does though. Trying to go to the rail to catch the back of it, and that was well done. You know, going direct to that 5 ball is asking for trouble, but the 3 ball's now almost dead in the water, which is possibly a lifeline to Monster here. close, very close. So this is it. I mean, obviously he could pot the 5 and that takes him to 90, but neither of these two balls are in great positions. And what's more, he's got another force follow on the 5 to the 3. What the hell's he doing here? He's going for the draw escape. He's scared of the force follow for the line that the 5 ball was taken. But now he's dealing with the 1 ball, and that gets everything back into play. Well, this is where he's got to get one of these balls coming back into play. Trying to bank the 5 back down. This looks a good pace. That looks very good. And likewise with the 3 ball, where does he want to send it? Does he just want to brush it thin? I think he does, because the 1 ball's in a very handy position. Watch the gap. Oh, he almost found it. He goes to 95, he takes the lead. Little soft draw onto the 5, centre 3 ball around the table. Oh, he's missed it, he hasn't got into it. He has not got into it at all. And this time, it's Monster who doesn't leave anything particularly inviting for Rodney. But he's managed to create the shot, and that was well played. Takes him to 97. Well, he can overcut the 1 slightly and maybe do a little spin, stun off the rail down to the 3. Let's have a look. How does that look to me? That looks fine. This isn't quite so fine, but he's on the brink. 1 more good carom here. Very thin edge of the 1, but he might kill it dead to the rail. That's the problem. Oh, that might be very good though. Look at how this is finished on a plate. That's exactly the roll of the ball you want there. That's perfect for 2-1 after 1 hour and 35 minutes. And Monster now is going to have to dig in deep. It's Rodney breaking off in rack number 4, the one that he needs to have a second go at Cobra. Missed the bonus carom there for the open table, but he's sitting good. I think now that we're in the early stages of this rack, might be time for a little update. Let's have a look at the snooker. We can see that Coldest Pillow is in control of the match there against Tarek. He's now 4 frames to 1 up. And, well, it'll be all over soon enough, Spud Boy. Tony Sam, 5-0 in front there. And Rodney still looking to make that telling contribution that can take this match away immediately from Cobra. I've said it again, that's about the 3rd time I've said that. What the hell's he called again, Rodney? Well, that's teed up the carom. Well, I suppose Rodney's not going to be happy with how he's played because his scoring consistency's gone out the window tonight. This is probably, out of the last 3-4 matches he's played, this is probably, as it's going, his poorest performance. But that's fine. You know, that's fine if you, as long as you're still 2-1 in front. You know, he's getting the job done at the business end of the rack when it matters. Well, he's going to have to dig in a wee bit here, I think. Get the stun. He's missed it. He has missed it again. And Cobra lives again. It's only 13. And this is where Cobra needs to dish up. He's got to put a score on. Well, that's been his problem all the way through this. It's his problem all the time. I don't know what the hell's getting to me tonight. Well, half edge of the 3. But again, full in the face. Almost killing it dead. Well, this is going to be no good either. Needs to keep running. And he's got to hit this to hold the line. And now he needs a straight pot. A straight roll in the 1 ball. But the problem with that is he's got to... Let's look at the angle. You see the angle's going away from the 5 ball. So he's got to run right through in this. Got to keep going. And each time he has a shot like this, in order to get that hit, he's got to watch how he comes off the 1. And it's all hard work. Now he might get greedy here. He might pot this 3 and try and get a bump in the 3. Pot the 5 and get a bump in the 3. Well, he clearly didn't, or he would have done it. He's now in trouble. He's got a long force follow. Wants the 5 ball to stay in play. And this is another testy pot. Has he got a decent straight line or is it off angle? I think that's off angle, that 3 ball into the side. So this is make or break on 31. And again, same old story, same old result. The run ends in 31. You know, it's a 31 when it should really have been a 61, you know, at least. That's the problem. And this is far from perfect. This is horrible, where he's got himself here. I'd be playing the double kiss and the one ball. I mean, I've got to think my odds are reasonable for a double kiss and banking up the table here. The problem is the one ball can come back up and bump the cue ball out of the way. Oh, he was so close. But it's another let off the hook for Monster. Well, let's see if we can get to 61 on this visit. Needs another 30 to do that. Well, now we can get the one dealt with. Got an easy carom to follow. No problems there. But the angle he has on this 5-3, he's got to play this gentle because he wants to be able to have a pot. He wants to be able to, well, I say gentle, and he's fortunate enough that the 3 ball stayed in play. That could have gone wrong very badly there, but it's worked out nice. Well, if you'd played your best, Bud Boy, you'd have got a frame off Tony Sam. Maybe more. Monster in trouble again. And once again, it is short and sweet, and it's too short. Only 13. And Monster's just dreading. He's just dreading and hoping that Rodney doesn't get into gear and take this match away from him. Well, he's landed good. Nice little brush on the 3. 5 and 1 sitting good. Well, it's looking like Cold as Pillow's got the measure of Tarek in that other match. 4-1 in front. And the pace that he's banking that 5 ball at is good, because the 5 ball's always going to be in play from that pace. Good afternoon, good evening to Vertical Liquid. So out into the middle of the table, the follow-up 5-3. That'll do nicely. So Rodney 1 point behind. And a follow-up carom to follow the pot in the 3-5. And I'm just getting the feeling that this might be the score. This might be the score coming eventually here for Rodney. The score that's going to take this match completely away from Monster. And now no sooner have I said that than he's done that. He's blocked out on the forced follow. And now he has to go a fair bit of yardage here to get a recovery. Yeah, it was never on. He convinced himself he could play that force follow. That was never going to happen. So, Monster lives again. The run ends in 32. The lead is only 7. The 5 ball is no good where it is. So, Monster needs to get parallel with that 3 ball. And that's a disaster also. He's finished exactly the same position as Rodney. There's no force follow on there. Never in the month of Sundays is there a force follow on there. The Monster thinks there is. Oh, he's trying to ride his luck there. That was very much a sort of hit and hope that you got the 5 ball covered in the right line after the hit with the 3. So Monster's chance has come and gone in the blink of an eye. Well, the 1 ball does go. A wee bit fortunate there. Well, did they not forfeit their first match anyway? So you'll probably get a bye there, Spud Boy. I wouldn't worry about that too much. These are people that haven't a clue how this internal messaging system works. Plus, it probably goes into their spam folder in their PC, so they're not even looking out for anything. So he'll have no clue what's going on, more than likely. Well, is this going to be the match-winning contribution here from Rodney? Oh, I might have just killed that idea as well, because I think he's going to need a pot here. He's going to need a recovery pot. This is tight into the side pocket. Very tight. Well, confidently played. Not sitting ideal, because these have been catching him out most of the night, these shots. Cue ball's been missing in the right hand side most of the time. This time he's got it. Got to pot the 3 and stay up there. And not quite back in business. And he's going to need another recovery pot. The 5 ball's going to be good on its spot, and he should be thinking about the cue ball for that 5-3 if he's going to play it. Now if he's playing the 3 to the side, then he's looking to come into that sort of position where he's got to edge this 5 to the 1. And again, half ball, but well, he's got the double kiss, which is a big bonus because it's all landed out nice, and he can come back the way, stay in the kitchen below the 1 and play 1 to 5. But again, he's got right on the spot here. Well, the check's not going to get that. You know, it's never going to take a line with that sort of check in the cue ball. It's always going to go left. So the visit ends in 27, and Monster still has a chance. But this one's got to count. So 3 ball needed to stay in the table, but he's actually sitting okay with the cue ball. Well, guess what, Spud Boy? That gives you all those days to get a bit of practice in, get a bit of table time. But it might all not be necessary. Well, Monster's running loose big time. But he's finished plumb for an easy force follow, 5 to 3 here. That's landed perfect. Now this 5 ball needs to take a bounce. And again, if he pots the 5, it's going to be a long carom to the 3. I think this is the right idea. He doesn't want to go too straight though. He doesn't want to be there. He's got to go off the short rail into this 5 ball. Yeah. Well, he's looking and looking and looking, but the shot's staring him in the face. And that's that situation recovered. He edges ever closer to Rodney. Now, he's held the line with the cue ball with loads of checking the cue ball there to again play the force follow, but this is another one of these at distance. And he's going to hit the perfect side of that 3 ball to get it on its spot. However, the follow up after that is not going to be a gimme. So potting the 1, he's got to watch the pace in the cue ball. If he plays that, see, this has got to be jacked up for the stun, and the 1 ball going in is a bit of a bonus because he's got a straightish pot in the 1. Now, is Monster paying attention to the scoreboard? That's the question we're asking. Is he paying attention to the sequence? Because now is not the time to make that unforced mistake. And this is now struggling to stay in control here the way these balls are set. You know, if he pots the 1, he's still fine from the 1 to the 5. Just stay in the kitchen, come off the back end of the 1 and try and get that 5 ball out of there. He might have gone, well, he's fine. Has he got a pot though? So again, here's his problem. He'll be having nightmares with this. Needs another good pot to stay at the table. Scores are neck and neck. The run is 31. He needs to pull out a pot. He gets this, he's got a chance. He misses this, he's probably looking at Rodney being well into the caroms by the time he gets back to the table. He's found the pot at last. Doesn't want to really pot the 3 here if he can help it. You see now he's got to get the recovery pot again. Would have much preferred that 3 ball to have stayed over the pocket. And that's going to the knuckle. And he's been caught out again. Well, if he'd hit that carom from the 1 to the 3 softer, he's keeping the 3 ball in the table. He's potting the 3 and he's back in business. The run ends in 40. Oh dear. And would you believe it? Monster comes to the table with a 3 hanging over the side. And he's guaranteed into the caroms. That's a big fail by Rodney at the wrong time. Well, how's that going to affect Rodney? More to the point, how's it going to affect Monster? If he can get these balls coming into shape here, he wants to put a chunk into these caroms. As big a chunk as he can. And again, straight off the bat, he's missed a hit. What a miss that was. Well, I think the gravity of the situation's getting to Monster. He should never have missed that. Rodney can't believe he's back at the table. And it's Rodney that needs the recovery pot now. Another testy 5 ball, off angle, off line, semi-blind. Now what's he looking at here? Does he think he's in a carom? Or is he playing the bank? Oh, he's went the pot down the rail and it's gone in. What a shot that was. Takes him to 85. He's gone dead straight though, I think. Look at that. For about the 3rd time. Dead straight in a 3-1. And again I don't know why he keeps looking at it. There's nothing on there. You're just hoping you get a roll if this ball bounces off the rail and you get a hit. Trying to check it to the 5. Oh, I think he's brushed it. I think he's grazed that. Yes, he has. That was well played. Two in one shot there. Or was it? What the hell happened there? Well, whatever happened, the visit ends on 8. He's still 4 short of 90. And Monster, has he got a shot? Oh, don't tell me he done. He went out of sequence. I told you he's done it before. I never noticed that. He went out of sequence. That's a big, big fatal mistake. But Monster hasn't got the hit. Oh, look at the way these are sitting now. This could be the beginning of the end here. One ball running loose. He's still good enough for the 5 to the 3, but these have got separation between them, these balls. This table isn't good, and it's not going to be much better by the time he's played this. And Monster's maybe thinking he's still got a chance here. So a little two-railer to the 3. That's going short. It's gone short. And Monster again, he's got nothing that's simple. You want something on a plate to get you started at least. And he hasn't got anything. I mean, if he tries to draw off the 5, he could end up potting the 5 trying to get to that 3. And now he needs to get the 3 ball out of the way if he's playing the draw. And he's got to watch the bank in this 3 ball as well. He's not hit it. He's not hit it. Has he? Oh, he's just got there. He has just, that was just dead weight to get there eventually. And now the 5 ball coming around into play. It's shaping up. Well, Rodney made the mistake at the critical time. We're tied neck and neck. The table is not good now again. Needs to get the carom but get the 5 ball out of there. And he's missed it. And what's more, he's set it up for Rodney to get himself started at least. But this 5 ball's coming back to the left side. And it's going to be another recovery carom because there's nothing easy here. He can come off that 3 certainly and get to the 5, because you're going to send the 3 ball left slightly. Well, he's playing it soft, and this is going to be soft again with a bit of spin, I would think. Well, it looks like a little drawy spin shot here. Takes him to 96. Fat lady's warming up, Monster. Is the 3 ball coming into play? Yes, it is. And this 1 ball is heading in the right direction. He's got to hit this hard enough. The 1 ball's got to come around and down towards this 5. He's got to hit it. Well, he hasn't. Now, to me, that's a big fail. Look at the track of the 1 ball. That 1 ball holds that line and it comes around here. You know, that's a big mistake. He hasn't been brave enough there. And that's possibly opened the door here if he doesn't get this hit. He should still be good for it though. Yeah, he's got it. And now it's hard work again. Well, the fat lady is now singing if he can get this hit here. He's trying to overcut the 1 and come across and either 2 rail and bump the back of the 5 or hit it direct. Make or break here. for both players. And he's hit the back of it, but that's the problem with hitting the back of it. If you don't hit it hard enough, you've blocked yourself out. But Monster now, regardless of what happens here, he must guard the one ball. Now he's trying to bank off the two rails, catch the one and go in, and there's good odds of this going in. If he gets the line right, it looks as if he's going too sharp to me. Too sharp an angle here. He's got to go narrower than that. He's got to come round squarer. Yep, he didn't have the line. That was never the line. You've got to go squarer so that it goes closer to the hitting the rail to hit the one to go in. And he was nowhere near it. But where that one ball is extremely dangerous. He might do well just by potting the cue ball here, Monster. He's got enough going on upstairs to just bide his time, because the one ball is no good and Rodney has to play out the kitchen. If he's going to try and make a shot here, this is it. It's hasta la vista if this one ball goes over a pocket somewhere. And that's game, set and match. He should have just potted the cue ball there. But can he get the one ball in the pocket or out the way? I think he can. This is it. It's all over. Big mistake by Monster there. He should have potted the one ball. The cue ball was in the kitchen and he would have been still alive. So he wasn't thinking. He was not thinking there at all. And meanwhile, cold as pillow, well done to him. A 6-2 win over Tarek. And well done to Rodney. 3-1 win. And I don't know what was going through Cobra's head there, but why didn't he just pot the cue ball and force Rodney to go up and down to try and get out? I mean, there was not big odds he would have got out from there by trying to kick off the one and go into the pocket. He should have just stayed alive. He went all out to get the carom, and with the one ball sitting where it was just a big sellout at the end of it. So, what did I say again? Did I say Cobra again? I've said it about 5 times tonight. Did I call Monster Cobra? I've said it about 5 times, and I've probably said it a 6th time. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. If we... In fact, I don't need to do that. If we do that, we now have our finalists in the 2024 Virtual Cowboy World Championship. Now, if we remember what I said earlier tonight, Cobra took care of Rodney in round 3 of the tournament in a final rack decider, so it was a close match, and Rodney is going to have the chance for redemption against Cobra. They have until July the 21st to get it done. A quick reminder that the final, where is it? Final is a race to 4 for the championship. Is Cobra going to defend his title, or is Rodney, you know who, we don't know who it is Rodney going to steal it back off Cobra and get revenge? Well, that remains to be seen. That's all in the future. Now somebody's fallen asleep in that cold as pillow Tarek room. Don't tell me it's I just... no, it isn't. What happened to Spud Boy? Is that Spud Boy match finished? Tony Sam, comfortable winner. Let's have a look at the bracket there. Say the disappointing thing with this bracket is there's so many forfeits. Why can't I click into the bracket? That's not clicking. What the hell's happening there? It's doing it now. Right. So Tony Sam through to round 3. Well, Tony Sam's immediately going to find out that he's going to have to step up his game. because he's up against you Plonker Rodney, which was the tie that I predicted when we looked at the draw. So Tony Sam's in for a bit of a shock. He doesn't know anything about Rodney, as most of us don't. I don't think I've watched Rodney play snooker, but I would imagine he's pretty damn good. So Tony Sam's got a big step up in class. Coldest Pillow, having won his second round match there, is now waiting on the winner of MC Clarkey and Laird. And I hasten to add that it's more than likely going to be Matt. So that's going to be a tough test for Coldest Pillow. You've got Whiskey and Liddle, where there's nothing seems to be happening there. In fact, there's nothing happening in a lot of these matches because the deadline's July the 23rd. You've got LS3 to play DJ Simon. That'll be interesting. And you've got Albinario up against Roshin. That may well be a forfeit and an advance to Albinario. I don't know whether this guy will show up. You've got this guy here who didn't show up for his match, and probably the other guy didn't either. Both of them forfeited, and the toss of the coin sent him through. And Keith may well be getting a bye there as well. So it's going to be like byes all the way through this. But of course, if Keith gets through, as I would expect, he's going to probably bump into Albinario round 3. So that's again a big introduction to the tournament. So that's what we have ahead. That is it, folks. Thanks for your company. I'm back to work tomorrow, 4 AM as usual. And we will see you again very soon. So until then, thank you, and I will bid you a good evening.